On behalf of all the staffers here at Camp Winton, both past and present, we'd like to welcome you to our rededication ceremony. Today we are celebrating 50 years of scouting at Camp Winton. We're reminiscing on the hard work and the achievements that have gone into this camp over the past half century. We're also here to recommit ourselves to scouting in this ideal situation in this beautiful camp.
Camp Winton was conceived in 1954 when Scout executive Walt Whitten established a good relationship with executives from the Winton Lumber Company. Soon after, financing plans were sent to the Winton headquarters in Minneapolis. With the funding approved, building materials were brought in by boat and work began in May of 1956 under the guidance of Alton Barber, the new council executive. Martin Mockford was appointed construction director, and with the help of 2 contractors, volunteers, and explorer scouts, the camp was built over the next few years. In 1955 and 1956, with the camp still under construction, it was used as a base for explorer camping. Explorers were required to work a half day at camp and then enjoy an outdoor program for the remainder of the day. Though much of the history of this camp has been documented, many stories have been lost over the years. With each new generation of staff, the stories have been retold from the seasons past. Although the 6-inch brown trout caught the first year in Fishing Merit Badge has magically grown a few inches every year. Today we have a few camp directors present who would like to share some of their experiences and what Camp Winton means to them.
We please have Mr. Duff Holt come forward.
These guys are last. You're going to be standing for 45 minutes.
In the sun? We got some shade over here.
At ease. Always.
The staff honor guard.
It was the 4th of July. Was a Wednesday. Program director says to me, gosh, should we do something special for flags today? It's the 4th of July. And I said, hey, program director, I just buy the food. What do you want to do? He said, well, I don't know, maybe I'll look in that old set of encyclopedias downstairs that are probably still there. See if I can find something that I maybe read at flags. Maybe we'll get the guys from the rifle range to pop off about 3 rounds or so of blanks to, kind of make it kind of drama and stuff. Great idea, fine, make it happen. Go ahead and do it. So John Tooker arranged it all. Came time for flags. 5 minutes early is on time. We got down there, and I'm standing on my little rock to the side where I always would stand, and the staff would be, where they're lined up still there. And I see some arms go pointing up, and I see all the scouts are standing there, all looking up, and they're pointing. And I look up. Unbelievably, there's an honest-to-God, real-life bald eagle who had flown down from I don't know where and was right above Flagpole Rock and was circling around the flagpole. Actually circling around the flagpole. This, I'm telling you, is a true story. This is true. And that, of all the eagle, you could tell he was a bald eagle. White, he had a white top, big, huge wingspan. And he had this, he's huge. And he's, I don't know, 4 or 5 times around the flagpole. Dead silence from the crowd. The staff, even the staff was quiet. And everybody's just watching this bald eagle circle the flagpole July 4th. So the staff then looks at me like, hey, it's past time to get started. What should we do? And I went, okay, let's go. So they called to attention, flags come down, boom, 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 boom. And when that flag came down, just as soon as the guy grabbed it to start folding it, the cannon went off. We had a cannon, 12-gauge blank shots, cannon, boom, huge big noise. Well, the eagle kind of rocked a little bit, flew over to the big Jeffrey pine that's right there. That big Jeffrey pine right by the lodge, right to the top of that sucker, and sat. And continued on folding the flag and doing all the stuff and everything. And we're not watching the flag, we're watching the eagle. You know, I mean, this was kind of dramatic. Pretty soon the eagle just gave up, I guess, kind of jumped off the tree and flew up over the ridge. I've never seen him again. Here's the cool part of the story. I get back to the lodge. It's just before dinner, and I have, I don't know, a handful of scoutmasters, several scouts, even some young staff guys come up to me. Not all at once, but they came and say, how'd you do that? How'd you plan that? Where'd you get the trained eagle? Well, how'd you do that? That was really cool. 4th of July, I never seen it, you know. The point being, campers really thought we could do that. Staff is absolutely everything. The staff is everything. And campers thought we were invincible. We could do skits, we could do songs, and everything we did, they just ate up. And, you know, the more obnoxious we were, sorry, but, you know, the more obnoxious we were, the more they loved it. The more they loved it. And I guess my message is staff is everything. A couple of little comments, though, I do want to kind of make that I think are kind of cool. Talking last night to Major Ed Grundle, and he said, you know what? He was on staff with us so long ago. He said, you know what? Winton's my happy place. My happy place. He said, not only that, when I was driving up here in my car, the closer I got to camp, the more the responsibilities and all the junk from downtown got kind of lifted off me. And I just felt kind of freer and happy. It's stuff like that I remember from Winton. It's stuff like a wedding I went to from a former staffer. And my wife and I finally got into the receiving line. And as we were going through the food line, Eddie, you were best man, weren't you? Yeah. You got the whole dais, not the girls, but the guys, who were all scouts, former troop also. They stood up, and as my wife and I were approaching the food line, they started singing, "Just sit right back on a judge." And this is downtown, you know. Camp. That was camp. You know? I have a son who's becoming a minister. He told me one time, he says, you know, this minister thing, this whole seminary thing I'm doing is kind of neat. He says, but you know what? Everything I'm doing in this whole job, I learned at camp. Singing songs and leading people, doing an example. Staff is everything. And this is a good staff. Very good. Not as good as mine. Very good staff. I salute you.